Ultimate game of the 2018 baseball season for the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Cincinnati Reds. Pirates have been playing great. They beat the Redlegs last night 8-4. They now have 81 wins on the year, so they will finish above 500. And of course, they'd like to finish with 83 wins. Greg Brown, along with John Wayner and Robbie Ince-Mikowski, and a guy who would like to finish the year with 15 wins, is on the mound today for the Pirates. The ace of the Buccos, Jameson Taillon.
No question, the ace of the Pirates. It's pretty impressive what Jameson Taillon has done this year, especially of late. You look at his last 7 starts, the best ERA in the National League. The Pirates 7-0 in those starts. JMO 5-0 with a 1.60 ERA. That's pretty impressive stuff. 3
earned runs or less each of his last 21 starts. Bob Friendlike. 1963, the last time a Pirates pitcher had a run like this.
Yeah, it's remarkable. Jacob deGrom, the only one with a longer stretch this year. I think he's at 29. Taillon, that's raised his ERA to 9th best in the National League. Not only the ace of the staff, I mean, he's one of the best, probably the top 10, maybe top 5 pitchers in the National League.
And he's catching the Reds at a good time. Hard to believe a Reds team struggling like this offensively.
I've always thought that the Reds had a pretty solid lineup. This is a shock. They have so many guys who hit the ball out of the ballpark. You know, they're 4-11, a 102 average with runners in scoring position. They still hitting about a home run a game, but that's the only runs they're scoring is when they hit it out of the ballpark.
Yeah, they've lost 11 of their last 15, and the Pirates are 13-4 this year against Cincinnati. He came back last night, pinch hit single, amazing. Jung Ho Gung will start today, and we'll talk about the Pirates' third baseman coming up next. Michael Lorenzen bearing down, trying to lock in that spot in the rotation. After all the relief work he has done, he takes the mound as a starter. Adam Frazier, a last moment autograph for a young Pirates fan. And we check out the RAV4 starting lineup for the Pirates. Adam Frazier will lead off. Then it's Starling Marte and Josh Bell. Corey Dickerson hitting cleanup and looking to end the year at 300. Jung Ho Gung, first major league hit since October 1st, 2016. A pinch hit single last night. He's 3 for 7 against Michael Lorenzen in the past. Josh Harrison, Jordy Mercer, Jacob Stallings catches Jameson Taillon.
Michael Lorenzen, Silver Slugger finalist. Can swing the bat, although most of his work out of the bullpen. It's just his 3rd start, 3.35 ERA. Opponent sitting 260 against him, 52 punch outs and 75 in the 3rd innings.
3rd straight start. Been lobbying for the opportunity all year long. Honda defense behind him. Eugenio Suarez is the 3rd baseman, with Jose Peraza on the left-hand side of the infield. It'll be Dilson Herrera at 2nd with Joey Votto at 1st. Scott Schebler, Billy Hamilton, Mason Williams in the outfield left to right, and Tucker Barnhart catching. First pitch swinging and a bouncer to Votto. 1 up, 1 down. Quickly, Lorenzen retires Adam Frazier, who was 1 out of 5 last night. He's now hitless in 7 career at-bats against Lorenzen. Sunny skies, 71 degrees at game time. Here's Starling Marte, who was on base 4 times in last night's ball game with a couple of hits, a double, scored 3, and walked twice. First time in his career he's walked twice in back-to-back games.
You know what I think is odd about that is he's always been a free swinger. He's been sitting on 19 homers for a while now, and you know he wants number 20. And so for him to be patient is
odd time to be patient.
Yeah.
When you're looking for 20. Yeah, 19 homers, 33 steals. He's 2 for 10 lifetime against Lorenzen. We have been discussing that home run number for a while with Marte, because he's been sitting on 19 homers since the 10th of this month when he homered against the Cardinals. And looking to become the 3rd player in Pirates history with at least 20 homers and 30 steals in the same season. been I have to say, a solid year for Marte. It's still, at least from my perspective, Rock, we have asked the question for a while with Marte, exactly what player do you have? And I don't know that we have the answer yet.
Yeah, I mean, he has yet to put together that complete season.
Yeah, all the tools.
Yeah, he does have all the tools. He's as talented as anybody in baseball. The size, the speed, the power, the throwing arm. I mean, he is one of those 5-tool guys that really hasn't put it all together. Hasn't put a total season together. We still get the mental lapses. We still at times, like the other day with Trevor Williams on the mound, the routine fly ball. Sometimes he won't get the full effort running out ground balls.
His previous full season, 2016, hit .311 with 9 homers and 46 RBIs, and he ropes this into left center field. This should be a double easily, maybe a triple. Look at the tumble by Billy Hamilton.
Ouch. Hopefully he's okay. I mean, that
seems
was
like
awkward.
He's fine. He's just going to patch up the divot.
That looked painful. I mean, he does a good job. Not many center fielders are going to be able to cut this ball off. I thought maybe a triple, but that
rip your knee apart there.
Look comfortable. Yeah, he just trying to slide on that turf, and he just stuck.
Now Josh Bell. And line right to the shortstop, and Marte decides to go back standing up, just as Rock was talking about the mental lapses. Rears its ugly head. He doubles, shows the talent, but then he goes back standing up.
Yeah,
again, things that make you go,
And I think he may have come off the bag. I think that's why he's doubled up. I don't think it was that. I think he beat the shortstop to the bag, Peraza.
And then doubled off second.
Yeah, he's able to beat Peraza to the bag, but doesn't stay on the bag. And it didn't look like he tried to get back to the bag. I mean, it took him a while. I mean, that was in slow-mo, obviously, but
you could see in that look, he actually never was on it. His steps back, standing up, he overstepped the bag. And now Jameson Taillon to work here in the bottom of the first. This is Jose Peraza and the outstanding numbers.
Yeah, looks like he'll end up with over 190 innings, maybe 180 strikeouts, hopefully 15 wins.
High drive deep to left field, over the foul pole and foul. Peraza with 14 homers. He has outstanding career numbers against Taillon. Maybe one of the reasons Jim Riggleman has him at the top. 12 for 22 career against Jameson Taillon.
This was a team, the Reds, that have given Taillon some trouble.
Yeah.
I remember Garrett Cole had trouble with the Reds as well. In fact, the last start that Taillon failed or gave up more than 3 runs was against these Reds here in Cincinnati.
Roller, Jung Ho Kang over to first. How crazy is it to see Jung Ho Kang at third base? Just crazy stuff. Take a look at the Red starting lineup. Jose Peraza, Mason Williams comes to the plate, then Joey Votto and Eugenio Suarez. Scott Schebler, the left-hand hitting left fielder. Switch hitting Tucker Barnhart, first career 5-hit game last night. Dilson Herrera, once in the Pirates organization a few years ago. Michael Lorenzen hits 8th, and then Billy Hamilton. th start this year for Mason Williams. promoted from AAA Louisville toward the end of July. Taillon retires a nemesis, and Peraza now faces Mason Williams. And a base hit. Jung Ho Kang just saw that assist over third to start the inning. Josh Bell on the other side. Jordy Mercer, Josh Harrison, perhaps their last starts as Pirates. Corey Dickerson, Starling Marte, Adam Frazier in the outfield left to right. Jacob Stallings catching. Looks as though Francisco Cervelli made his last start the other day. Votto had a couple of hits last night, couple of walks. He has a 5-game hitting streak. And I'm sure they're aware of it. Jordy Mercer and the Cincinnati native Josh Harrison, what could be their last starts. They already went through their possibly their last games at PNC Park.
Yeah, you know, I get the feeling that they probably like a runner on first with less than 2 outs. I'm sure they want to turn a couple more double plays together.
Votto leading the league in on-base percentage. He's a .208 lifetime hitter against Taillon. Taillon does not get that call. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Chris Conroy is calling the balls and strikes. C.B. Buckner is at first. Crew chief is Fielden Colbreth. There he is at second. Brian O'Nora at third. We'd love to see Taillon finish strong. Not that it has any impact on a great year, but you don't want to end on a kind of a sour note. You know, Trevor Williams would love to have pitched better, for example, on Thursday night. Would have helped had he gotten some defense behind him. Ended up with a loss, 5 innings, 3 runs. Nova ended the season on Wednesday night, giving up 6 runs, 5 earned in 4 innings. It's Trevor Williams, great year nonetheless. A 3.11 ERA for Williams, 7th in the league. Taillon is 9th in ERA at 3.16.
And you know, Jameson, he wants to pitch well, but I get a feeling that he wants to have a lower ERA than Trevor Williams, his teammate.
And a fly ball to Frazier. And Bob and I were kidding, thinking, maybe not kidding. I have to ask him if he was kidding, but that today's start for Taillon might determine whether he starts in 6 months right here. He gets his 15th win, the most wins on the staff. He's so-called ace. March 28th, 2019. Is he on the mound here in Cincy?
No doubt.
Leave it to John Wayner to take away any of the gray area.
No doubt. Although, we've seen this in the past, and we saw it this year. When you open up on the road, well, we want our guy, our ace, to start at home.
Yep.
Open the season.
So there's a little doubt. Suarez homered last night for the 33rd time this season. 6th in the league with 103 runs batted in. He was 3 out of 5 in last night's ball game. It was just his 2nd home run in his last 23 games. We're talking about the Reds offense lately at the top of the telecast, and Suarez a .213 batting average over the last 3+ weeks. One ball, 2 strikes to count on Suarez. And a shot knocked down by Mercer, and his throw to first, and a pick by Bell on the other end. Is Mercer okay? Boy, oh boy, that got him the upper chest area. 102 miles an hour off the chest, and then he gets slapped by J.A. Looks like he's fine. Talking to Brian Housen, Pirates head trainer. Another look.
And you hear about the hot corner. My goodness, some of these guys hit it hard enough to the shortstop where you got to watch out as this ball comes up on Jordy. Got a piece of the right arm, and then it may have got the side of his head. Able to stay with it. And nice little pick by Bell.
And Josh Harrison. Says, you're all right. Bouncing ball to second. As Corey Dickerson searches for a couple of hits to get to 300. 8th in the league. And that is an elite group these days. You know, offenses down throughout baseball. Currently only 15 batters in all of Major League Baseball have reached the 300 batting average plateau. Here comes Jung Ho Kang. He's 3 for 7 in his career against Lorenzen. And takes ball 1. Jung Ho Kang made his last big league start with the Pirates third base October 2nd, 2016 in St. Louis. Very little playing time this year in terms of competitive baseball. I think a Barrel Automotive League leader stat. Best home run rate by a Pirate in a season since 1980. Kang is right up there with Giles Bonds, Reggie Sanders. Ground ball to third, and he will be retired. Suarez to Votto.
The second baseman, number 5, Josh Harrison.
But he was launching some drives well over the left field wall once again in batting practice. Just has that natural power, as we talked about last night. Question is, where will Kang play next year? Same is true with J.A.
And how long does it take when you've missed 2 years at the highest level? How long does it take to get it back, if you can get it back?
And the Cincinnati Kid with a 2-out single, hitting over 350 against the Reds this season. J.A. singles to center.
I had to look. I was looking to see if the family's here. Normally with J.A. you have a bunch of
they're around here somewhere. Jordy Mercer now. 253 hitter with 6 homers. Imagine J.A. would like to get another steal. He only has 3 this year. That number kind of sticks out. Speed such a part of his game. At least 10 each of the previous 4 seasons for Josh Harrison. A dozen last year. Mercer with 2 hits and 14 career ABs against Michael Lorenzen. Who's convinced Harrison is going to take off?
You got to imagine. I mean, who knows if he's even 100% just yet with the hamstring, but always felt that J.A., no matter what, wanted to go.
Chopper to Peraza on to Herrera, and it's 0-0 after 1.5. Pirates season tickets now available with full, half, and 20-game plans. You can pick the plans that fit your needs. Get year-long benefits like price discounts, flexible exchange policies, team store discounts, and more. Pirates.com/season tickets. Scott Schebler, 1 for 4 last night. There's 9 hits in his last 53 ABs. That's a 170 average. You can imagine, John, as a hitter, you hate ending a season on the downslide like a guy like Schebler.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you never want to finish up in a slump. It's very frustrating. And I guess the only good thing about being in a slump and it being late in the year is that you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah.
After tomorrow. But what is bizarre about this Reds team and the offensive woes? I mean, when you have a team with power, usually you have a couple of guys that can still drive the ball, and so you'll still score your runs. Maybe not a bunch of runs, but you'll have a guy or two that all they have to do is run into one. But that hasn't been the case.
Schebler this season, month by month. You see the September slide. August, not good. He did miss 43 games with a couple of different stints on the DL, including mid-July to mid-August, so a little deceiving. That was hit hard. But there, the Reds have been held to 3 runs or fewer in 13 of their last 15 games. From September 15th to the 23rd, they scored only 10 runs in 9 games. That was their first streak of 10 runs or fewer over any 9-game stretch since 1945. And that's the first strikeout for Taillon. Gives him 173 punch-outs for the year.
Going upstairs, tried to get it in. That's where Jacob Stallings wanted it. Ended up going just about the belt, out over the plate.
There seemed to be some doubt the other day as to whether Taillon would start this game. Clint Hurdle in his pregame press conference in Chicago, talking about the probable starters, and there was a question mark, and he said we're still working through some things, and you wonder, did Taillon insist that he make that final start? His 32nd of the year.
That would be my guess. I wouldn't be surprised if the Pirates kind of wanted to shut him down with the body of work, the great year that he's had. But knowing Jameson, or any pitcher that's pitching well, any hitter, any player that's playing well, you don't want the season to end. You want to keep going out there.
So Musgrove will need a few more weeks. Knock on wood, won't need any kind of surgery. And he goes back-to-back, striking out Schebler and Barnhart. So Taillon gets the first 2 outs, and we'll take another look at this punch out of the catcher.
Watch the movement. I mean, that pitch started off inside off the plate, and late movement. Barnhart knew it.
His last 13 starts, he has an ERA of 2.12. Bunt foul by Dilson Herrera. See his average, 81 at bats. A lot of time in the minors. Taillon winning 14 on the season. Another strike in there. Last 13 starts, he's won 9. There's 11 decisions over this stretch. Herrera was a pinch hitter last night and was a strikeout victim. Jameson Taillon strikes out the side in order. Stallings will toss to Bell to complete it. 1, 2, 3 with 3 punchies for J-Mo. Allegheny Health Network injury update involves the Braves. Good news on Dansby Swanson, their shortstop, had the left-hand injury. Partially torn ligament, improved a lot last few days. Could be hitting off a tee this weekend. Have not yet determined whether he's going to be available for postseason play. The Braves won the National League East and still don't know about the National League West. Who will win that one? And you take a look at the National League Central Division. Right now, the Cubs lead by 1 game over the Milwaukee Brewers. It's actually, I guess, a half game now after their loss to the Cardinals. And the Dodgers and Rockies battling it out at the very end here, with LA a game back of Colorado in the National League West. Cardinals, with their win, still barely alive for a wild card spot. They will be rooting on the San Francisco Giants. Dodgers lead that 2-0 in the second. Jock Peterson and Yasiel Puig with home runs for LA. So Lorenzen's 3rd straight start, the 26-year-old from Anaheim, a first-round pick in 2013. Jacob Stallings pops it up. One catcher to another. That was way up there. Barnhart had to keep his concentration.
Yeah, the 3 leadoff hitters in the first 3 innings for the Pirates, all retired on 1 pitch.
News and notes on the lowdown left of your screen. Pedro Strop thinks he's going to be ready for postseason. That left hamstring strain. CC Sabathia, 5-game suspension for throwing at Jesus Sucre, the Rays catcher, the other day. Andrew Kittredge, 3-game suspension in that same game, throwing near Austin Romine's head. Taillon is going to get a hit into right center field. That's his 4th hit of the season.
The right fielder, Frazier.
How about that? Maybe he wants to finish the season. Get a couple hits, maybe he gets over 100.
That was Trevor Williams said that the other day. That was a goal of his, to hit over 100.
Nah, Taillon will need 3 hits.
All right, 2 more at bats.
That's a reach.
Yeah.
2 hits, not so much.
You never know. Ball and strike on Frazier. Michael Lorenzen, outstanding hitter in his own right. Makes his 24th appearance against the Pirates. Has made a couple of starts. 2.18 ERA against Pittsburgh. We're talking to some folks about Lorenzen and why it seems as though the Reds kind of gave up on him as a starter after just 1 full year as a starting pitcher. Shallow left, Schebler. 2 outs.
The center fielder,
To bring up Starling Marte. Joey Votto trying to get some trade secrets here. Figure out what Taillon's doing. I wonder what that's like, John, for an offensive player who's going to be facing Taillon, has over the years, and again today.
Yeah, you got to wonder. I've heard that any conversation you have with Votto is an interesting conversation.
I've heard it's always about hitting.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he's telling Taillon about something regarding hitting.
Yeah, you see, your foot was down early. You got your hands back. You got to stay there.
Marte cracks it to center. Hamilton over. And he makes the catch. Line out to Billy Hamilton. Kenny Malkin and the Pittsburgh Penguins open their regular season. They welcome Alex Ovechkin and the Stanley Cup champion Washington Capitals to PPG Paints Arena. Coverage starts at 6 with a special 1-hour pregame show here on AT&T Sportsnet.
It's amazing. It's back.
Yeah, we talked about that last night. It's really incredible. Well into the NFL season. Now NHL season starts this week.
And when we're back, hockey will be winding down. We'll be talking about playoffs. And
here now, Michael Lorenzen. 4 home runs on the year for the pitcher. John mentioned the Silver Slugger, looking to become the first Silver Slugger winner whose position is primarily a relief pitcher. That award has always gone to a starter. Today, Lorenzen making just his 3rd start of the year. He's hit 2 of his 4 homers as a pitcher, 2 as a pinch hitter, including a grand slam in late June.
he looks like a hitter. He's put together. Big, strong guy.
The Reds franchise record for homers as a pitcher is 4 by a converted outfielder, Hal Jeffcoat, in 1957. Taillon says still ways to go.
Yeah.
4 straight punch outs for Taillon. Billy Hamilton will hit left-handed. This switch hitter was 0 for 3 last night, and now just 7 for 49 this season against the Pirates. Until that hit, at least a double. He is absolutely flying. This is going to be an easy triple.
That is amazing how easy he can get around the bases and end up on third base.
Here's a look.
And it's just effortless.
Even has time to keep that helmet on. No throw. Infield in. Popped it up. Foul territory and over by the dugout. Stallings and Bell. Jose Peraza bounced out his first time up. We mentioned his career numbers against Taillon. Over 500 in his career. Peraza, who is the toughest batter in the National League to strike out. And this is going to give the Reds the lead. on the sacrifice fly. 1-0 Cincinnati. The speed of Billy Hamilton.
Usually when a ball's hit that hard down the line, that kind of keeps you from getting a triple, you know?
Yeah.
Because it gets to the wall quicker, it comes back, you know. But with his speed, just about anything that's hit into the gap or down the right field line, it's just about automatic.
A 1-out triple, the sacrifice fly. Now Mason Williams, he singled in the first. Hard between Bell and Harrison. Mason Williams, hard single to right field. The 27-year-old from Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Aboard for Joey Votto. And then Williams takes off. Fouled off by Votto. Look at the jump by Mason Williams.
Yeah, I don't think Jacob had much of a chance there.
The gap in left center field, long run, and Corey Dickerson. Well, we've talked a lot about his defense all year long, and we're going to talk more about Corey Dickerson's great D when we come back. 1-0 Reds. We're going to take another look at this outstanding play.
And that's the Sunfield too, as he's running, almost overran it. He had to kind of reach back behind his head to make that catch, but had a long way to go. A little bit of a snow cone on top of it, but man, has he been good this year. Better than good. Arguably the best left fielder in baseball.
So what do you think? If you had to vote for a Gold Glove?
No, I think it's always hard for us to vote for a Gold Glove, or even because we don't see these other teams enough to sit there and say. I mean, I don't know. I haven't researched it enough, but I mean, I can't imagine anybody doing much better.
I mean, you know, they're using these defensive metrics now the last few years, and by those numbers, it kind of backs up the assumption that Corey Dickerson is the best left fielder in the league.
Oh yeah, that based on the argument and the stats, of course, yes, you'd have to sit there and say Corey Dickerson is the best left fielder in baseball, or in the National League at least.
Josh Bell bounced into or lined into a double play his first time up. I think Robbie Smokowski has been studying those numbers, haven't you, Robbie?
Yeah, I got a few of them for you. When you look at Corey Dickerson's, we dig a little bit deeper into his Gold Glove case. Look at that fielding percentage. He's made one error in almost 270 chances this year at 996 fielding percentage. We'll get back to that in just a second, but the numbers are nothing short of spectacular. He started played in 123 games in left field, made the one error. We talked about the defensive runs saved, where he ranks as Josh Bell goes down swinging. It's pretty hard to argue against it when you look at the metrics and you look at the numbers of what Corey Dickerson's been able to do. It's been nothing short of spectacular. We'll see what the competition is, Greg and Rock, and there's another look. Tied for second in assists. Look at the games played fourth. Defensive run saved, nobody better. in the National League than Corey Dickerson. So who else do you go with at this point in time? Maybe there are other candidates, but Corey Dickerson certainly has a strong case.
I think what's really cool about it, those that have followed the Pirates this year with Corey Dickerson's story, that he came to Pittsburgh with such a bad rap in terms of the defense. He knew that. He worked so hard at it. He knows his limitations. He knows about the arm. Another thing that people have talked about in the past with Dickerson. Just he was tested a lot the first half of the year.
Yeah. And again, he's not the fastest guy. He doesn't have the strongest arm. But we've said this from the first time we've seen him in a Pirate uniform. He gets to the ball. He gets rid of the ball. He throws it to the right place. He stops so many runners from taking an extra 90 feet just by getting rid of the ball and throwing it to the right place. And doing so very quickly.
And on the other side, unfortunately, he's 0 for 2. Wondering whether Clint Hurdle might lift him if he'd gotten a hit or got to 300 at some point in this ball game, and now he's going to have to bat at least a couple more times today. Jung Ho Kang. Kang bounced out to Eugenio Suarez in the second. Made his major league debut right here, April of the 8th, 2015. Lorenzen much better numbers as a reliever over his career.
Late movement on that two-seam fastball right at the knees on the inside corner.
Young caught looking. A couple of strikeouts for Lorenzen. He is blanking the Pirates through 3.5.
All-wheel drive RAV4th inning. Toyota, what drives you?
One nothing. Pirates trail. Going to the bottom of the 4th inning. Big swing from Eugenio Suarez. Pablo Reyes takes over in right field, so Adam Frazier, who knows what kind of injury he might have sustained, when. Deep to center, Marte looking up and way out of here, dead center. Suarez. It's number 34, and it's 2-0 Reds.
I didn't think it was that bad a pitch. I don't know, maybe he's sitting slider there, but my goodness. He gets a slider that you see where Stallings is. It's not quite that far away. Yeah, it was a little bit up, more middle. But still, when you're throwing as hard as Taillon and you throw a slider outer half, you don't expect it to end up on the grass straightaway center on the other side of the wall.
Suarez homers in back-to-back games. Dancing in the dugout. Imagine that feels pretty darn good for Suarez, who missed a lot of time earlier this year when Jameson Taillon hit him with a pitch. Fractured his right thumb back on April the 9th. He missed 16 games because of that broken thumb. 1-2. So a little payback. 20th homer that Taillon's given up. Comes back to strike out Schebler for a second time. StatCast AI powered by AWS, and a look at the Suarez homer.
Yeah, a lot like last night's homer hit by Suarez. First at bat, he hit one 102.
Yeah.
One hopper off of Jordy Mercer.
Big year for Suarez for sure. Now with 104 ribbies. Barnhart had his first career 5-hit game last night. And Gong for the second out. Jung Ho Gong started third base here. Jameson Taillon, his last start of the year. A couple of runs given up, including the home run in the top of this frame to Suarez. And Dilson Herrera. Extra bases.
I want to say that extra base hit also hit off the slider. It didn't look like a terrible location. Out and around it, hooks it down there. Dickerson able to cut it off, but no way holding Herrera to a single.
Taillon faces Michael Lorenzen now. Ball to strike. Michael Lorenzen, the Clemente Award winner for the Reds last year, and Jameson Taillon, the winner for the Pirates this season. Lorenzen wearing that number 21 in Clemente's honor. Correction, he was the 2016 Reds nominee, was Michael Lorenzen. So it's 2-1. And past Jung Ho Gong. Dickerson toward the plate, strong throw, and Corey Dickerson, the ball comes out of Stallings' mitt.
Man.
And it's 3-0. Lorenzen drives in Dilson Herrera. 10 RBIs for the pitcher Lorenzen.
What a play. Another great play from Corey Dickerson. I mean, just the way he gets to the ball. I mean, as soon as this ball's hit, he wants this ball hit to him. So he's charging hard, comes up with it, gets off a strong throw, perfectly thrown right to Jacob Stallings, and somehow it comes out of the catcher's mitt. But boy, that is picture perfect as far as how to do it in left field.
Corey Dickerson denied another assist. Great play. Another look on the Allegheny Health Network Supermo. He's obviously out, but out comes the baseball. Lorenzen winds up at second. Did he go to second on the air or the throw?
Wasn't paying attention. I really don't.
No, I wasn't either.
If he went on the throw, I'm more impressed.
I am too. I was just thinking the same thing.
Who was it the other day? We just saw it the other day where the position players don't run this hard after getting a base hit and
sure enough.
Yeah, he went on the throw. I mean, there's many position players that don't feel like giving the effort to end up on second base on a play like that.
Billy Hamilton tripled and scored in the third. 3-0 ball game.
I think we were talking about Daniel Murphy the other day. A ball that got away around home plate.
Yeah.
He just trotted to first. And they're playing pretty meaningful games.
Yes. There's Marte in center. Third out, but a third run in. Suarez led off the inning with a homer. Lorenzen drives in one. It's 3-0.
Number 5 at Great American Ballpark. I'm Robbie. It's Mikowski. Well, something pretty special that happened before the game and something that will happen at the end of this next half inning. And the Cincinnati Reds are trying to knock cancer out of the park today. They're coming together with the hospital systems of Cincinnati to knock cancer out of the park. This promotion is part of a citywide initiative aimed at raising over $100 million to go toward receiving a National Cancer Institute designation at the Cincinnati Cancer Centers. We get a look at the many different ribbons on the field designating different types of cancers. Similar to what you've seen before at games, similar to the stand-up cancer promotion that we see at the All-Star game, players, coaches, and umpires are going to hold placards similar to what we've seen before. Cincinnati is one of the largest cities in America without an NCI designation. And the efforts here today, guys, at Great American Ballpark have brought out over 30,000 fans. Game almost sold out to support a very important cause. So make sure you stay tuned. In 3 more outs, check out Knock Cancer Out of the Park today. Greg, Rock.
And that man, of course, has gone through testicular cancer surgery. Jameson Taillon, who realizes he made a couple of mistakes in the bottom of the 4th, although John mentioned that fact that looked as though those couple of those hits, the guys were actually sitting on the breaking ball. Eugenio Suarez, a home run, his 34th of the year, and then Dilson Herrera scored on the Lorenzen single. The pitcher brought home the 3rd run. Jacob Stallings just could not hold on to the ball, otherwise it would have been the 3rd out. He wants to be a starter, Michael Lorenzen, so he talked Jim Riggleman once Tyler Mahle went down with shoulder tenderness. Makes his 3rd straight start. Doesn't want to hear about pitch counts, Lorenzen. A first-round pick in 2013. In his first season in the big leagues, 2015, he made 21 starts, finished with a 5.40 ERA, and then the Reds decided to use him as a reliever the following season. And he's been basically a reliever ever since. And Jay draws a leadoff walk. It will bring up Jordy Mercer. Make your holiday card stand out this year. Get your family photo taken in the clubhouse at PNC Park. Now accepting reservations for dates in November. There are season ticket holder rates available. And for rates and dates, go to pirates.com/holiday photos. Man aboard for Mercer.
You wonder with just making his third start, Lorenzen, how far can he go? He's already into the fifth. Threw 65 pitches his last start, so who knows? The Pirates can't get to him here and get that pitch count up. Maybe come back out in the sixth.
And on to first. Suarez throws out Mercer. On the play, Harrison to second. Nissan Road ahead, the finale. Who will be the Pirates starter tomorrow? Bucks will not reveal that yet. Sal Romano on the mound for the Reds. Coverage starts at 2:30. I'm sure they know, but they will not reveal it. Keep it a secret.
Keep us guessing.
Yeah. Who will it be? Jacob Stallings now. You know he feels awful about not holding onto that ball, so wants to try and drive in Jay Hay. He's got 5 RBIs at the major league level this season, including a game winner, a walk-off. Giants have taken a 3-2 lead on the Dodgers. They're in the top of the 4th inning in San Francisco. All games tomorrow will start at 3:10 Eastern Time. Major League Baseball went to that format a couple of years ago. It really has added to the excitement and makes a lot of sense.
We were here in Cincy a few years ago
when they didn't do that, right?
Yeah, when they didn't do that, and so there was a decision, I guess, of whether or not to pitch Garrett Cole with an outside chance of winning the division. And I'm pretty sure St. Louis was playing later in the day, so they could make the decision of who they wanted to start based on the outcome of the Pirates-Cincinnati game.
Yep. Stallings will be thrown out. And we'll bring up J-Mo. Taillon singled in the 3rd. Pirates and Reds tomorrow at 3:10. I guess baseball has allowed I think a 10-minute, 15-minute window. I guess you have to. First pitch has to be thrown between 3:05 and 3:20 Eastern Time tomorrow. Chopper for the last out. 5 shutout innings for Lorenzen, who leads 3-0.
Is brought to you by Barrel Automotive. We'll beat anybody's price. Find out more at barrel.com. And by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
Reds up 3-0. Second to last game of the year for these two teams. And Kevin Newman now at shortstop. Jordy Mercer took that hard ground ball off the wrist, the neck area earlier. He's out of the ball game. Adam Frazier left the game with right hamstring tightness. Leadoff man today, Jose Peraza. Eugenio Suarez in the first inning hit this shot to Mercer. Checking on that forearm, wrist area. And Brian Housen, the Pirates head trainer. So that could be it for Jordy Mercer for the year. And as we're talking about, who knows where he lands in 2019. Could be back in Pittsburgh. Taillon. One out.
A nice little pick.
That was Brault-like.
I mean, that ball wasn't hit all that hard, which makes it, you know, I think a little more difficult. Like with Brault, he was just reacting to hard hit balls and able to make the plays. I think sometimes you get fooled by the velocity off the bat when the ball's either off the end of the bat or off the fists. You might overreact, but JMO showing pretty good hands.
Mason Williams 2 for 2. Taillon currently ERA sitting at 3.24. It was 3.16 when the day began. And how about Mason Williams going 3 for 3?
He's locked in.
The Reds signed him to a minor league deal in November.
He's seeing the ball good. I mean, when JMO's throwing him a breaking ball, he hasn't even flinched. He just takes it. And when he's throwing him a fastball, he's been on it. This one tied him up a little bit, but he's able to muscle it out there.
Ties his career high in terms of 3 hits in a ball game. And he takes off. And right on the money, Jacob Stallings. Williams is caught stealing. Kevin Newman applies the tag.
I'll tell you what, Pirate catchers have been impressive this year, throwing out would-be base stealers. And that's a curveball too, and Stallings just a perfect bullet right on the money.
Here's Joey Votto with 2 outs and no one on. Gonna keep it right here after this half inning for the knock cancer out of the park moment. Checked with third base umpire Brian Onora, said he didn't go. Joey Votto signed the biggest contract in Reds history in April of 2012. A 12-year, $251.5 million contract. And he drives Marte toward left center. Reds are retired in the bottom of the 5th. They lead 3-0, and as we said, we are going to keep it right here.
Mark Salute. This afternoon, in front of tens of thousands at Great American Ballpark, we come together as citizens of this great community in the fight against cancer. In this moment, surrounded by our families, friends, and neighbors, we unite in the same cause, the effort to knock cancer out of the park. Cancer does not discriminate. It does not affect only people of a certain age, race, gender, or social status. It comes at us all and affects us in ways previously thought unimaginable. And therefore, we have come together as a community to fight this battle together. We salute our researchers, doctors, nurses, caregivers, and all members of our Reds family who lead the effort to eliminate cancer from our region. And we thank everyone who donates time, talent, and treasure to finding cures for cancer in all its many forms. At this time, we'd like to ask all those who are currently battling cancer to please stand and remain standing. Now, will all cancer survivors among us today please join them in standing? Next, will all of those who have lost a loved one please stand? And now, all family members, friends, and caregivers, please join those already standing. All cancer professionals in the crowd also please stand, as well as all other guests who are able. Everyone joining us, hold up your card sharing the name of the person you came here to honor and support today. The names on these cards represent those we are fighting for. Those who are with us, they stand beside us in this ongoing battle. And some on our cards have left us. They inspire us to carry on their legacy and continue this fight in their memory.
This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. Power's turned up. Starting right now. I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes. 'Cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me.
Thank you for joining us for today's special game dedicated to the effort to end cancer here. Together, we can knock cancer out of the park. Thank you, fans, for joining us in this inspirational moment.
The Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
3-zip on the UPMC scoreboard. Jamison Tyone there with Joe Musgrove. Reds lead it, 6th inning. Pablo Reyes first at bat, came on to play right field for Adam Frazier, who left with right hamstring tightness. Tapper and try and beat it out. Scoop, throw, and nicely done by Peraza.
Yeah, off the bat, I thought no chance to get Reyes. But, man, that was a nice little pick exchange from glove to throwing arm. Accurate enough throw to just get Reyes.
Marte doubled in the first and then was doubled off second. Hit a ball to the warning track in center field in the third. And Michael Lorenzen, Jim Riggleman has said they are looking at the rotation for next year, and even though he just gets 3 starts at the end here. They will have to strongly consider, you would think, a little broken bat pop up. The Reds have said that one of the reasons they moved him to the bullpen a couple years ago was how his velocity would drop as the game went on rather significantly. But you talked about it. He's a big, strong guy.
Yeah.
Drafted in the first round, and you think they had a little more patience. A team that is in search of starters.
We've seen the fastball as hard as 97. He's thrown 4-seamers and 2-seamers, and the curveball he's broken out more of late. Reminds me a little bit of Tyone's. I mean, good downhill. There's a changeup he mixes in. Will also cut the ball. Occasional slider.
That'd be huge for the Reds if Lorenzen could wind up being an effective starter. They really have been handcuffed with the Homer Bailey contract. Homer Bailey this year is 1-14 with a 6.09 ERA in 20 starts. A guy they signed to a 6-year, $105 million contract in February of 2014.
Wow.
There's Homer Bailey. And ball 4 on Bell. And that's the thing about these markets like the Pirates and Pittsburgh and Cincy and others. And you are really rolling the dice when you, especially a pitcher, sign into a long-term contract. Look at how these Reds have been handcuffed with the contracts of Bailey and Votto. They moved Bruce, Jay Bruce. In the last couple of years, they've traded Todd Frazier and Brandon Phillips.
Wow.
A strike called on Dickerson on that pitch.
You know, there was a couple of pitches that Lorenzen did not get in that Bell at bat.
At the moment, Dickerson's at 298. Don't tell these hitters that that 300 average isn't important. Very, very meaningful. Asked Dickerson if he would sit the rest of the way if he were to get to 300 at some point, even in this ball game. And he basically said it's up to the skipper, not up to me. But though Hurdle did say to him, now don't look at me with a funny face if you're pulled from the game at some point.
I would think Dickerson would want to play. He just seems like the type that wants to play.
And loves that hit. Puts runners at first and second. Brings up Jung Ho Kang. He is 1 for 3.
He has that unique ability for a left-handed hitter to get on top of that high pitch, get it on the ground the other way. And that's why you don't see teams shifting Corey Dickerson like so many other left-handed batters, or for that matter some right-handed batters. You just don't see that often where, you know, guys, especially guys with some power, that get on top of the ball when they hit the ball the other way.
Andy Darwin out to talk as Joey Votto knows all about hitting 300, talking to Corey Dickerson, whose average is rounded out to 300 at this moment. 300 hitter at the moment is Corey Dickerson. Andy Darwin visit to talk with Lorenzen. See the 72 pitches. Got 2 outs, then walked Bell and the Dickerson ground single. All right, have a moment right here, Jung Ho. Put a big swing on one. Pirates not going to the postseason, but they have certainly had some thrilling moments in 2018. I hope you'll stick around and watch tomorrow's game. After the game, Tyler Graham, our associate director, put together a great piece and a little base hit into right. This will load them up.
Yeah, Jung Ho. And that's another thing that we've seen from Jung Ho Kang when RBI situations, a slow heartbeat, a guy that loves to hit when there's opportunities to drive in runs, and just hit that one too hard. Then down 3, even with 2 outs, Joey Cora didn't want to risk having Bell thrown out at the plate, so he had to hold him up.
That is it for Lorenzen. Jim Riggleman going to go to the bullpen. Pirates down 3. Here in the 6th. A walk to Josh Bell, then a base hit by Corey Dickerson, and Jung Ho Kang with a base hit. Point Park University tweet. Awesome to see Jung Ho Kang back on the field with the Pirates. I think Kang really legitimately boosts this lineup. Optimistic about 2019. Waiting for this day when he returns. It's so interesting to see what happens. Can the Pirates get him back in the fold next year? Right now, Josh Harrison looking for a way to get a hit off David Hernandez.
Josh Harrison without a grand slam. That surprises me.
A single and a walk today. David Hernandez has given up 6 home runs this year in 62 innings. Bell at third, Dickerson at second, Kang at first. 1-2. Checks. No. C.B. Buckner.
Well, not even close.
And bounce to first. Pirates leave them loaded. Still trail by 3, heading to the bottom of the 6th in Cincy.
In the afternoon and 300 on the season. I asked him actually earlier today what milestones mean to him.
A little bit of gratification for all the hard work and hours you put in the off season. During the season, people don't see the mental and physical toll it takes on your body. So whenever you do accomplish those things, it's pretty rewarding.
Yeah, and certainly a reward that he does. And when you look at Corey Dickerson's bio back in the 2014 season, he hit 300. Same thing in 2015, although he only played in 65 games for the Colorado Rockies in 2015. But what a day and what a season for Corey Dickerson, batting 300. We'll see, Greg and Rock, if he takes another at-bat the rest of the season, which would be the remainder of today's game and tomorrow only. But you'd have to think Clint Hurdle would at least consider taking him out.
Robbie, maybe we'll ask you and Rock this question. Put you on the spot. Who's your Pirates MVP? Because as Robbie's going through that, for me, it might be Dickerson. I mean, in terms of consistency, he did struggle when he came off the disabled list, but
yep. Greg,
What do you think, Robbie?
Come at me one more time with that question.
Who's your Pirates MVP this year?
Ooh, man. Pirates
As
MVP.
Tyone gets, Tyone strikes out
How hard?
Suarez.
You look at the body of work that Trevor Williams has put together, the best pitcher in baseball the second half of the season. You knew every 5 days the Pirates had a chance to win. Same you could say for Jameson Tyone with 21 consecutive starts, hopefully 22 after today with 3 earned runs or less given up. But Corey Dickerson, man, what an acquisition he was. If I had to cast a vote, I would have to go with Corey Dickerson when you look at the defense, the fact that he plays every day, and what he's given to this club. But that's just one man's opinion.
Trevor Williams is a good call. If you know, in terms of the MVP in the National League, it is hard for a pitcher to win an MVP because he's only out there every 5 days. What about you, Rock? What do you think?
Dickerson. I mean, just the way he goes about his business and plays the game hard, plays the game right. You expected more power, perhaps more RBIs, but I mean, he's hit all over the lineup. He hit leadoff for a while. His defense, his example for a lot of young players about how to go about the game.
So there's 3 votes for Dickerson. How about your vote? Hashtag Bucks Booth for the Pirates team MVP, the most valuable Pirate.
Now, if I could have combined the catchers, or if I could have put together
make
the
one
position, I would use the position behind the plate. The guys have done a remarkable job. Polanco would have been the guy if he didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
And the way he came on was very impressive.
Hashtag Bucks Booth. Join the conversation with us. You've watched these Pirates play this year. Who's your most valuable player on this team? Tyone looking for another strikeout. He struck out Schebler twice, and Stallings just now finds it. Time to get there and make the catch. 2 down. Jacob Stallings catches that foul pop.
He doesn't see it, but does a good job of just looking up. He looked over to the bench. I don't know if anybody could help you over there. Like, oh, yeah, it's right behind you. But
God, that's got to be so wild. Ball's popped up, and it's not immediate. I mean, you get up, you take your mask off, don't know where it is, then you look up. Francisco Cervelli. Well, this is probably Tyone's last inning of 2018. And as Robbie said, he will finish even if he loses this game with one incredible stretch. 3 earned runs or less in each of his last. This would be 22 straight starts. The longest stretch by a Pirates pitcher since 1963, when Bob Friend had 23 straight starts in that 63 season. 3 earned runs or less. Needs to get one more out. For a starting pitcher to make all the starts, this number 32 will fall just shy of 200 innings. His next strikeout will be his 179th of the season. And that is it. Quite a finish. Quite a year for Jameson Tyone. That's an excellent point. And look at this base hit to start this 7th inning for the Buccos, and Kevin Newman, his first at bat, came on for Jordy Mercer, right forearm discomfort. Jameson Taillon finished up the game with the strikeout, and then some major league hugs for a job well done. 2018 season. You can imagine what that's like for those starting pitchers. They've become so close.
Oh yeah.
And they know that going into 2019, they are going to be the reason that the Pirates are going to have to be, you would think, considered a contender for the 2019 season.
Yep.
Because of that pitching. And there's no doubt they have work to do. Mainly Neil Huntington to find some offense.
Yeah, that's one heck of a year for Taillon. Figure with him and Trevor Williams, Musgrove, a solid year.
Archer coming back
Archer.
next year as a Pirate to start the season. Stallings offers. A little anxious there. He's a strikeout victim. Ryan Lavarnway was on deck, but once Stallings struck out, he was called back. Kevin Kramer called out to pinch hit for Taillon. Taillon's line, his ERA for the season, 3.20, so he'll finish in the top 10 in earned run average. And he does indeed finish, as we said, with that remarkable string of starts. 3 earned runs or less each of his final 22 starts.
That is very impressive.
That is ace-like. As you said, that Jacob deGrom, the only other guy in the league to have that kind of run. The only other guy in all of baseball, Jacob deGrom, to have a string of starts like Taillon.
Does deGrom win the Cy Young for you?
I don't know. I mean, people are acting like it's a no-brainer. I'm not so sure. Because wins are still important in my mind, but because his ERA is so low, 170, I'd probably give it to him.
Yeah, so, I mean, you have to.
By the way, speaking of pitching, and this is a huge stretch, I know, but in terms of league MVP, where many believe that Christian Yelich will end up winning it, and probably would get my vote, but how about what Miles Michaelis has done? Where would the Cardinals be without Miles Michaelis? He won his 18th game today.
Yeah, another guy in the top 10 in ERA, 18 wins.
Man.
Yeah, between he and Carpenter.
Yeah, but I mean, they've got nothing without Miles Michaelis. They were counting on Wainwright and Carlos Martinez. Michaelis wasn't even on the radar. I assume it will be Yelich.
Yeah, it has to be Yelich. I'm sorry. I just think that the year he's had, especially the finish that he's had.
Christian Yelich going to win the batting title.
Although the Cubs have had their issues with offense this year too, and Baez has to get consideration.
Newman will take off on the wild pitch after Kramer struck out as a pinch hitter, 2 down.
But it's funny how, like, it just seems like the last couple of years, for the first time, really, I wouldn't say first time. There's your candidates: Arenado, Goldschmidt again. It's amazing.
Yeah, how consistent he has been every year.
Freeman, I think, an under the radar candidate.
And Reyes didn't miss that by much. This is going to be the third out. And the Pirates are being blanked here. Jameson Taillon done for the day, done for the season. Brought to you by T-Mobile. How about J-Mo? His last start of the year did give up 3 runs, unfortunate. Takes nothing away from an outstanding season.
No, I still thought he was pretty good. Suarez put a good swing on a slider. You know, Hamilton with that speed, the triple and a sacrifice fly. But I mean, I thought the command was good. He was still sharp. He was still throwing hard, had good movement, and it's been the Taillon we've seen all year long. And unfortunately, no run support for Jameson, so not going to pick up his 15th win. But when you finish the season top 10 in ERA, that's pretty good. So Cal Crick will take over, 3-2 at 243 earned run average, just about a strikeout per game, a little more, 3 more strikeouts than innings pitched.
Dilson Herrera doubled with 2 outs in the 4th and would have been the final out of the 4th inning had Jacob Stallings been able to hold on to the Corey Dickerson throw. So that line from we just saw from Taillon, a bit tainted. Should have been just 2 runs.
Yeah, you never see that, by the way. A drop called an error.
Yeah.
Like on a tag play. Just like you'll never see like a pop-up that doesn't get caught, called an error.
Right. Oh, nasty. We're asking you who your Pirates MVP would be. Hashtag Bucks Booth. You heard Robbie and Rock kind of chime in. Cervelli, not only for what he does defensively and offensively, but also for the influence he's had on the young pitching staff. How about Adam Frazier? Defense improved so much. Offense irreplaceable. Corey Dickerson. That consistency, that commitment. How about Felipe Vasquez in the conversation? Shaky a few weeks early and then automatic for several months. A vote for the Pirates closer. How about another vote? Pierre, All-Star Game selection. A closer as the team MVP. Another vote for Dickerson. Excellent choice. Definitely a lot of hard work, and he does keep proving himself. And those things came into play when he talked about committing to better defense, cutting down on the strikeouts. Gabriel Guerrera pinch hitting for Hernandez. Guerrero hitting just .214.
Another nasty breaking ball. He throws so hard, and you got to get up there and gear up for that fastball. And that breaking ball is, I don't think we talk enough about it. It's nasty.
Yeah. Crick strikes out the nephew of the Hall of Famer Vladimir Guerrero and faces Billy Hamilton. 2 outs here in the 7th. Hamilton that triple down the line and right with 1 out in the 3rd, and then scored on the Peraza sacrifice fly. Don't know if Crick would pitch tomorrow. So the game will dictate that, but here's a guy who would love to finish up his year with 3 straight strikeouts. A little bit of a flinch there maybe from Chris Conroy.
And just a bit low.
What an addition Crick has been. And he does. 3 batters faced, 3 strikeouts for Crick. Pirates down 3.
Sportsnet is brought to you by the Chevy Silverado and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
Kyle Crick, 3 batters faced, 3 strikeouts. A hair-raising performance, someone once said. Who's that? Is that Trahan?
Trahan.
Blake Trahan playing second base. And
a mean and nasty Jared Hughes coming in. Look at that ERA under 2. How was he pitching? How do you risk that? If you're going to talk about Corey Dickerson.
Good call. Trying to become the 4th Reds pitcher to finish with an ERA under 2 while making at least 70 appearances. John Franco, the last to do it in 1988. Doug Bear at a 1.97 ERA in 1978, and Ted Abernathy at an earned run average of 1.27. Jared Hughes trying to become the 4th Reds pitcher ever to finish with an earned run average under 2 out of the bullpen. He is one of the all-time great people you will ever meet.
Yep, one of the best.
Drafted by the Bucks, good years out of the bullpen. Marte, Bell, and Dickerson would be due up. Well, again, we're wondering about what Clint Hurdle would do. Dickerson sitting at 300. Bouncing ball, foul. Six outs remain for the Pirates, down 3, sitting on 81 wins.
Being that I just saw Osuna with the helmet.
There's your answer. Roller, backhanded, on to first, and got him. Peraza.
Yeah, the pressure that Marte puts on the defense to get rid of the ball quickly, throw it accurately, and right on the money.
Peraza, 22 errors, the most in baseball at that shortstop position, but a nice play now. Josh Bell. Here's Jose Osuna to pinch hit for Corey Dickerson. Dickerson will end the season with a .300 batting average. One and one. Now Bell in the hole, 1 and 2.
Great season. Corey Dickerson.
Well done. Congrats from Elias Diaz. A lot of hard work. And a ball caught by Suarez. 2 away.
Reaching out a little bit off the end of the bat, but they had a man there. Played him perfectly.
Jose Osuna likely going to play in the outfield tomorrow. Pirates without Adam Frazier, who was pulled with right hamstring tightness. Can't imagine he'd be in there tomorrow. As Osuna bounces it to third, and Jared Hughes will indeed finish the season with an ERA under 2. At PNC Park with a ballpark tour. Check out the dugout, batting cages, press box, even the Pirates clubhouse. Off-season tours are now available and tickets start as low as $8. Go to pirates.com/tours. Sellout crowd here. Jose Osuna stays in the ball game for the Pirates to play in right, and Pablo Reyes moves to left as Corey Dickerson is lifted.
And the Nightmare comes in to pitch. 68 games, 85 punch outs.
It's interesting that Vasquez is out there right now. Tomorrow's going to be a game that you have to figure Clay Holmes or maybe Tanner Anderson starts. The bullpen will certainly come into play tomorrow at some point. One away as you enjoy Miller Lite. Look forward to the hold true moment later in today's game. Clint Hurdle talking with Chris Archer, who was to start tomorrow, but the Pirates announced that he will not. He's finished. Mentioned some kind of a groin issue for him he had earlier in the year. Phillip Ervin pinch hitting.
As far as this pitching tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised if Clint Hurdle tries to get through the entire game with Tanner Anderson, Clay Holmes, Neverauskas, and Birdie.
Yeah, I would agree. That's what I'm thinking. He's made the decision that this will be it for Vasquez today.
And offensively, we will see mostly call-ups and rookies. Those guys will get their work in tomorrow.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's going to be a Holmes, Anderson, Neverauskas, Birdie day tomorrow. It'll be interesting if it's a save situation. Somebody will have an opportunity for first big league save.
They might save Rich Rod for.
You think?
Yeah, maybe. That's what I think. Richard Rodriguez.
2 outs. There he is. He's had a great year. And again, speaking of tomorrow, Pirates still have not announced who the starter will be. It's going to be Clay Holmes. That's my guess. Against Sal Romano. 2:30 Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason. Certainly if not Holmes, it'll be Tanner Anderson. Could be Nick Birdie. I doubt it'll be Dovydas Neverauskas. Won't be Jordan Comedina, bullpen catcher. They're number 89.
I would think Newman's at short, Kramer's at second, Moran's at third, maybe Lavarnway at first. Diaz behind the plate. Reyes in left. Osuna in right.
Wait, Lavarnway at first.
Maybe.
Why not catch him? If you're going to play him, just catch him.
I think Diaz will get another start.
Okay. I think Bell will get another start.
I
understand.
I'm guessing.
It's just an exercise.
I'm guessing.
It's a fun exercise. We're not going to hold you to it.
And Marte's in center.
It's not like we're putting any money on it. It's not like we're gambling anything on this. Come on. Just for fun. And who's in right, did you say?
Osuna.
Yeah. But Pablo Reyes plays center. Chung Ho, does he get another start? Chung Ho Gong.
I don't know. I've read that he probably only get one start. I'd like to see him start.
Well, if that's it for Felipe, the nightmare ends it. With back-to-back strikeouts. On to the ninth. MLB at Bat, your #1 Pirates app. Customize your experience. Get Pirates home screen icons, features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcast, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today. And Marty Brenneman will no doubt be behind the mic when we return here on March the 28th to open the 2019 season.
That's a big mic.
That is. How many years is he going to be doing this, you think? How many more? What's your over-under?
12 and a half.
All right. 12 and a half more years. That's not bad. Phillip Ervin stays in the game to play right. Brandon Dixon now at first. Raciel Iglesias on the mound. And here is Chung Ho Gong.
Iglesias looking for his 30th save. Just a bit outside.
Trying to save it for Lorenzen. Chung Ho Gong, a base hit in the 6th. His first start in almost 2 years. And he rolls it to Suarez for the first out. Josh Harrison will come up, and we want to thank the talented people that put these telecasts together on AT&T Sportsnet. Mainly our traveling gypsies. Adam Elmore, Pete Toma, Tyler Graham, Jason Steele. John and I will be on the radio side tomorrow.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, too bad. We will not be able to
always
say
enjoy
our goodbyes
doing
tomorrow.
That last one.
Yeah. That'll be Bob and Joe tomorrow.
Yep.
Bring your hankies.
Yep. They will be thanking you also.
Yes. It's the classy thing to do. And on behalf of Steve Blass.
Oh, Steve, I tell you what, I can't thank him enough.
It's your great honor to thank him. By the way, Steve wanted to chime in on his MVP vote. It is Corey Dickerson. He tweeted us. Corey Dickerson finishes the season at 300. Clint Hurdle talked about how he pulled Jamie Carroll when he was managing the Colorado Rockies back in 2006. In the middle of a ball game, and Harrison down on strikes. And Carroll wasn't happy. And Hurdle, I guess, went to him afterward and said, here's why. You're at 300. You're going to finish the season at 300 with 2 games left. That's exactly what happened. And it sounded like Corey Dickerson had an inkling that might happen if he were to reach that 300, hit the 300 batting average mark, which, as we said earlier, is pretty much an exclusive club these days. Just 16, including Dickerson, at the 300 mark to this point.
Hitting over 300 and having an ERA under 3. Yeah, you're not going to have 20 of those guys.
Yep. 0-2. Iglesias looking for his 30th save. He gets it. Evens the series. They end the Pirates' winning streak over the Reds. The Pirates had won 7 straight this year over the Reds, since he beats the Pirates for just the 5th time in 18 tries. And we're down to 1.
Looks like the Reds may have found a starter in Lorenzen. I mean, he really quieted the Pirates' offense, and the bullpen obviously came in and did their job to shut the Pirates out. And hard luck loser, Jameson Taillon, another good start, just not enough run support.
Eugenio Suarez with a home run, back-to-back games, 34 on the year. Yeah, and the Pirates' bats quieted. They are blanked with 1 more to go, but still much to discuss from Cincy and back in Pittsburgh. Dan and Michael.